Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. I just got home from about an 18.5-mile bike ride. It's a beautiful day here in Puget Sound. Don't tell anybody. We want you to all think it rains and it's always cloudy and dark and wet here and cold. But it is actually a very beautiful day. And as I was riding my bike on this ride around the island, I was thinking about need and motivation, things I've written about before in previous posts, and how much motivation I had to ride bike today. It's a beautiful day, and I couldn't wait to get out there, and I was really excited about going for a nice bike ride in the warmth, and versus in the wintertime when it's wet out and it's cold, and I don't really want to go for a bike ride, and I'll often skip it, or I'll ride indoors instead of outdoors because, quite frankly, I don't have a lot of need to go for a bike ride. I'm very physically active. I get lots of cardio activity. Days I go to my Seattle office, I get in good 4 miles of walking. I go to the gym and pump iron. I do a lot of spin classes in the gym. So don't really need a lot of cardio activity. It's okay if I miss a day here and there, or I can go do something else besides ride my bike. And that's different than days back when I used to run marathons, and I had a specific goal, and I was out there to accomplish so many miles in training for the marathon. Whether it was raining out, whether it was snowing out, no matter how cold it was, I was out there running. And the same is true if I'm training for a long bike ride. I'll go out in the rain, I'll go out in the cold, I'll go out in the wind. I'll ride my bike for that training. But right now I'm really not training for anything. I'm just doing it for the fun of it. And when it's cold and wet and miserable outside, it's not a whole lot of fun to go for a bike ride. And so it's one of those situations where I don't have a need to ride bike in the rain, and I'm not motivated to ride bike in the rain, so I miss it. I skip it. I don't do it. Versus today, again, I don't have a lot of need to go for a bike ride, but man, am I motivated. It was a great fun day. It's beautiful out here. It's warm. You get to ride in short sleeves, which around here I don't do very often. So it was a great ride. And that gets me thinking about what it's like for weight loss clients that come in and they failed over and over and over with their weight loss. They've tried diets and they've been overweight most of their life. I used to weigh 100 pounds more than I do now, and I never ever thought it would be possible to take the weight off and keep it off. And yes, I had a need to lose weight, but it was hard for me to get motivated because I just simply didn't think it was possible. And often what happens is people will come in and maybe they are motivated to lose weight, and they do have a need to lose weight, and they'll start out, but as they go along, life will happen, and they'll start losing motivation. Or somebody that's really overweight, maybe they have a couple 100 pounds to lose, they'll lose 150 of them, and for the first time in years they can sit down on the floor and play with the grandchildren and get back up. They can walk up a flight of stairs without having to stop and rest, or they can bend over and tie a shoe very easily, and it's like, well, how can life get any better than this? And they're still 50 pounds overweight, but it's inconceivable that it could get any better, and they just don't have the motivation to continue on, and so they quit. So to really be committed towards your goal, not only do you have the need, but there's also motivation. And quite honestly, motivation is much more important than need. Again, I didn't have a need to go for a bike ride today, but boy, was I motivated. And that's how it needs to be with weight loss or other activities, other goals that you have in life, is you've got to keep that motivation up there. And just doing it for your health, well, that's nice, but it's not much of a motivator. But what are you going to do with that good health? Is your goal to ride a bike? Is your goal to be able to walk around Disneyland easily with the grandchildren, or to walk with your sweetheart in your 80s around Europe? What is your goal? What is your motivation? Why are you doing it? So be thinking about what your motivation is to achieve your goals, and particularly the weight loss goals, and why would you want to do that, and get real clear. And we're going to be talking more in the future. I'll talk with you more in the future about ways to motivate yourself and keep yourself motivated. And my book, Becoming Slender for Life, also talks about that. So check out hypnosishealthinfo.com. Look at the various tools and resources that are there for you. Besides my book, there's the Power Minutes, there's instructions on how to do hypnosis, a lot of articles and information from hypnotherapists and other professionals around the country. It's a great website, so go to hypnosishealthinfo.com and check it out. So. Good morning. $32 miles/hour. Got Puget Sound ahead, so I gotta make sure I stop for this corner. Here we go. Now, isn't that beautiful? That's what exercise is all about, is getting out and being in God's beauty and seeing what a great day it is and being thankful for everything that you have in life. So I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info. Have a great day.